The moment Amelia Hart woke up and realized she had fallen asleep on a stranger's shoulder, her entire world began to change. She didn't know it yet, but the man sitting beside her on that late-night flight would soon challenge everything she believed about success, trust, and the kind of person she had become. Before we begin, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of unexpected connections, take a moment to like this video, comment below where you're watching from, share this story with someone who needs inspiration today, and subscribe to the channel for more emotional stories that stay with you long after they end. Amelia Hart was the kind of woman people admired from a distance. At 38 years old, she was the CEO of one of the fastest-growing technology companies in the country. Her face appeared on magazine covers. Business podcasts invited her as a guest speaker. Investors praised her sharp mind, and employees respected her discipline. From the outside, her life looked perfect. But perfection often hides loneliness. For nearly 12 years, Amelia had devoted every waking hour to building her company. She worked through weekends, skipped vacations, and sacrificed relationships that demanded more time than she could give. The higher she climbed, the fewer people truly knew her. Success had become both her greatest achievement and her biggest prison. That particular evening, she boarded a delayed flight from Chicago to Seattle after completing 3 exhausting business meetings in a single day. Her head pounded. Her eyes burned from staring at spreadsheets and presentations. She hadn't slept properly in almost a week. When she reached her seat in first class, she was surprised to find a man already sitting beside the window. He appeared to be around 40 years old. His dark brown hair was slightly messy. He wore a simple navy blue sweater, faded jeans, and sneakers that had clearly seen better days. Beside him sat a small backpack and a worn leather notebook. Amelia immediately assumed he had received an unexpected upgrade. She nodded politely before opening her laptop. The man returned the gesture with a warm smile. His name was Ethan Walker. And unlike Amelia, nobody knew who he was. As passengers settled into their seats, Amelia buried herself in work. Emails, reports, conference schedules, investor updates. Her fingers moved mechanically across the keyboard. Meanwhile, Ethan spent most of the flight looking through photographs on his phone. Occasionally, he smiled. Sometimes his eyes became emotional. The contrast between them could not have been greater. One person obsessed with the future, the other cherishing memories. After takeoff, exhaustion finally began catching up with Amelia. The cabin lights dimmed. The steady hum of the engines filled the silence. For the first time in days, she closed her laptop. She told herself she would rest for only a few minutes. But her body had other plans. Within moments, sleep overwhelmed her. Slowly, without realizing it, her head tilted sideways. Then farther, and farther, until it finally came to rest against Ethan's shoulder. Several passengers noticed. A flight attendant smiled quietly. Ethan glanced down briefly. The famous CEO who appeared so confident on magazine covers suddenly looked vulnerable. Fragile. Human. Instead of moving away, he carefully adjusted his position so she could sleep comfortably. For nearly 2 hours, Amelia remained asleep. 2 hours without meetings, without deadlines, without pressure, just peace. When turbulence finally woke her, she opened her eyes and immediately realized what had happened. Her face turned bright red. Embarrassment rushed through her. She quickly sat upright. She expected annoyance. She expected judgment. Instead, Ethan simply smiled. His shoulder was probably numb. Yet he seemed completely unconcerned. The kindness caught her off guard. People rarely did things for her without expecting something in return. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then something unusual happened. Amelia started a conversation. It was a small conversation at first. Then a longer one. Before she knew it, they were talking about life, work, dreams, family, regrets. The topics flowed naturally. Ethan revealed that he was a single father raising his 10-year-old daughter, Lily. Amelia noticed the pride in his eyes whenever he mentioned her. Every story seemed to begin and end with Lily. He spoke about school projects, soccer games, birthday parties, bedtime stories, the simple moments many people take for granted. Amelia listened carefully. Something about his stories felt different. Genuine. Real. She found herself strangely fascinated. When Ethan asked about her life, she gave the standard answers she usually offered journalists. Successful company. Busy schedule. Corporate growth. Achievements. But halfway through her explanation, she suddenly realized how empty it sounded. Ethan never appeared impressed. He wasn't rude. He simply seemed more interested in who she was than what she owned. That realization lingered in her mind. As the flight continued, Amelia learned that Ethan worked as a